So this is a perfect example of why we need to be looking out the back window when we're backing into a stall. So you can't just look into your rear view mirror or your backup camera. They don't always give you enough of a view around you. And also it's not accepted to be looking into the backup camera for the purposes of your test as you're walking the car back. So sure, you can glance into it, but you can't stare into it on the way back. And so as we're coming in to do this last portion of our reverse stall park, we can see the car beside us has their door open. And of course, we don't want to just try to thread the needle in here because we can see that they're not paying attention to us. So in this case, it's better just to wait, and once they realize, or hopefully they'll realize, in this case they're not really paying attention. And so you might think that what's the purpose of backing into a stall like this when you can just go head in first. But in this case, we only had a little bit of a threat to deal with here. We can see maybe the sidecar here opening their door, or the sidecar here, or a car directly behind us. But for the most part, this is the space over here that we need to manage on the way into our spot. Whereas if we go head in first, when we try to back out of this stall, now we have to manage and keep an eye out on the whole aisle here to see who's approaching, how fast are they approaching, so on and so forth. Now, of course, even if you've got your car pointed out of your stall on the way out, you're going to have to check this aisle carefully, but it's still a whole lot easier to see what's going on than by pulling the car out and not having a good line of sight from being inside the stall. The driver is positioned inside the stall, whereas the back of the car is starting to go out into the aisle here. So let's just see if there's anything else here. And yeah, that's about it. So long story short, it might seem like it's the same amount of effort trying to park the car in, whether we back in first or we back out when at the end of our park when we're leaving. But trust me when I say this, it's a whole lot easier, or safer if you will, to manage this area here, because you're keeping an eye out on it on the way in, whereas on the way out you don't want to be dealing with a whole lot of different things as you're backing up the car.